Live streaming is on.
It was
Yeah.
almost equivalent to this one. Almost equivalent. The only thing when this one use pattern na 16. This one is 16 graphics card. While that one is
Yeah.
12. The guy was saying 4.3 million. I
Okay.
say, no, wow.
That's it.
Though is a very heavy, is on the high end though. Is a high end PC.
Yeah.
And when I checked Amazon, so the price was almost similar to what he was saying, but I was like, what will I be using two FT laptop for? Already,
Yeah.
I was just contemplating.
Current, Currently, my system now is I think the minimum one I use is about a million plus, one
This one
million
I
two
got it
hundred thousand
for.
or so.
Hmm?
The one I use now, the one I'm using for teaching is about 1,200,000,
Okay.
around that range. Yeah, not exactly 200, but almost. So um let's just so let me just lead you there. So for
Yes.
example, what you do is after going to your target, you know how we get there.
Yes. I know.
Mm. Let's just use the test PHP because since we are recording on live, and then later you can practice
Mm-hmm.
on other stuff. Mm. Let's say now the test PHP, blah blah blah. Sign up, test.
PHP.
Let's say admin, just whatever password.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we've seen the page here, which is the
Yes.
302 status code. So you can now send to Intruder.
Yes.
Now it's already in Intruder. So you can just highlight it and add. That's the password is what you're actually focusing on. You want to break the password. So
Oh,
now you
okay.
can,
This password, is that what you highlighted?
yes,
Okay. Let's
the
go.
password. Now you have the either the email address or you have the username. And since you
Mm-hmm.
have an email address or the username, the only challenge you are facing is the challenge of the password.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for you to, you know, work on the password, you have to highlight that particular password. Remember that under this, it shows you that username is test, password, and password equals admin. That's which is the password I put in. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
HTTP, yeah, but if it's HTTPS, it will be encoded. So now you highlight that particular password and then you click add, which is the positions. If you click add, you will see something like dollar sign, and then the payload is going to be activated. But if you clear it off, it's not going to be there. You can see that it has come back to normal admin and the payload has actually changed. So the best thing is to highlight it. If you want to work on the username, yes, you can highlight the username. But if you are focusing just on the password, which is mostly people's challenge, you highlight the password and then you add to it. So when you add to it now, I want you to now copy those particular SQL injection you have, and I want you to
Yes.
paste it, and then you can use that to test yourself. So
Okay.
you can share your screen. Let me stop sharing mine.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm actually working on something for most Nigerians also at the moment.
An
That's
application,
I
software.
no, not application. Like we are going to be doing our training for most Nigerian youth on about 100 of them. All we just need is people who will have good laptops. Some people say they have laptops, but the question is, will their laptop be able to handle the program? Just to give back to society, train a bunch of people and use them. So most of these are our situations that we're having in Nigeria. Rather than people speaking English language, you can actually fight corruption when you need to fight corruption.
Okay, so it's going
So
to be like an
targeting.
online class. Is it going to
Yes,
be
it's going to
like
be
an
an
online
online
class?
class. Yes, I think twice a week. I'm thinking of putting maybe Tuesdays and Saturdays. Instead of everybody, fighting about very dark man, they can be more productive. They can be more, yeah, if they are learning certain things, skills that are very needed, and then they can align their skills to a very good thing. That's more important. I think at the end of the day, once you channel people and they become more technologically inclined, Nigeria would now change their subjects. So sometimes I participate in their conversations, not because it's what I'm actually paying attention to, but I just want them to use what they
Okay.
have, what they are engaged with, to bring them to what is more important and what's going to help them.
So
I think
many of
before you
them, they are
complete,
challenged. I know,
I
I
think
know what to do.
all right.
Many of them, their challenge is this PC because even this one I'm using, this is an expensive PC. For you to get a very good PC for tech, you need to spend money
Yeah,
on.
exactly.
You
So
need to
that's why
spend
I
money.
am actually looking for people who will be able to invest in the Nigerian stuff. It's not something you say, give us money. I just want people who would, in a way, just invest, buy laptops, and you can give it to Nigerian youth that are serious.
Yeah.
Use it on test PHP, because
Okay, test
we
page.
are
Yeah.
recording. Yes, use it on test PHP. Later you can do whatever you want. Why we are
My system behaving like this now.
you can restart that particular use Control Alt Delete and go to taskbar if it's not coming up.
Okay, it was doing
Okay, I think
something else. I said, what the hell?
yeah. Just close it. Yeah.
Is it a good thing to invest in another PC? What do you think?
I
Since
think
I already have a Lenovo, do you think I should buy the ASUS?
no. I think time will tell. When you start working with it, then you can just decide to, you know,
That time it will be times three expensive of what you are seeing today.
true.
Because in the country now, if you don't buy what you see you like, if you don't buy immediately, I say you want to wait. Hmm. Man, when you will see that thing again.
Just
Let
type
me.
test PHP. Yeah, you press
I
enter.
already have the. Yeah, I already have it here.
Hmm.
It's saying.
Continue to save
um,
site. Just click on continue to save site.
Wow.
Yeah. So go to sign up. Now use test. Use test as the username. So we are only testing for the password. Yeah. Then you can type any password. All right.
Sure, I've gotten it. It's under post.
Yes.
Under post. So, gonna expand to intruder. Okay. So,
Hmm.
so yeah, okay. I'll
You
just
click
put
on
paste.
paste. Yeah.
Okay. Then start the attack, right?
Yes.
Or is there anything else to do again?
To be sure, you can copy from other ones. Copy other ones. I think the others at the bottom from the SQL page.
Let me just use this one because this one is much.
All right.
Let me use this
Start
one.
attack.
Community
Okay.
edition one. What is this one saying?
Click OK. This is not much. This is just
Yeah,
88.
it's not much. Yes, it's not much. We are just practicing so that in my own free time I can do as much as I want.
Okay. You can filter it to 200, the successful ones. Yeah. Deactivate the 3xx, 4xx, and deactivate the 3xs, 4xx, and 5xs.
Intruder view filter. Why this one is intruder capture filter? So we have two types of filters here. We have the one for capture and view. Am I to use the one for
Yeah,
capture?
you can use both.
Okay. So I'm deleting 3, 4, 5,
You
leaving
just
only
deactivate
2.
it. Yeah. Click Save Settings.
All right.
Then use View also.
I should do for view too.
Yeah. I think number one, number whatever works. Some of them worked.
Number 1, no.
Now, this is look at it. Anywhere you see 6,216 under
Yes.
length, those ones are
Yes.
actually active. You can double click on it and see their response. They've been able to
Okay.
break into the site.
Can I highlight from here?
Yes, you can double click it. Double click to see the results. So click on response to see if it has opened the site. Click on response. This is request. Click on response and then click render.
I should open
You are
that web page.
no. Click on look what you are holding now. Don't cancel it. Click on response. Look at your screen here under this one. Click on response. There's request, there's response. Yes. Click on render. Now it has breaking into it.
Wrote something else, yes.
So now you will look at the payload there. Under the payload, that is the command or the SQL injection that breaks into it. That is
Yes.
that
Which is
command,
this one?
or yes. So you have to write it down or copy it in a notepad, and then you will now transfer it to the real website, use that username, and then use that particular command or the SQL injection, paste it as the password. So without even the real password, you can now break into the page.
Okay. But as this one is there, is there any way you can copy it from here with you from your
No, you can
PC?
you can copy it from there. The Bob suit will not allow you to
Then,
copy it. It's just showing you the SQL this thing. So what you can do is open a notepad and then type the commands that are working. So you can now copy from that notepad and then paste it on the website.
but over here too, it's showing a different password or it changed to
No,
this
don't
one.
worry. No, yeah, I understand. That's its own command. Don't worry about that one. Focus on the ones that you're seeing here. A tiny dot is what you need. If it shows you capital letter, write in capital letter.
Let me check another one. Where do I find the notepad on my PC?
Yeah, you can minimize what you're doing. You press your window keyboard and D, and then search for notepad and bring out the notepad. Then type what you see there. You can create a new, yeah, new one.
New tab.
Yeah.
It seems they give space. Are these things spaces? I don't think they are spaces. At the
I don't think yes.
you don't think they are space, right?
Yeah. Which one? Okay. Okay. No, open the real browser now, Google Chrome browser, and then
In a
open the
real
test.
browser.
Yes, in a real browser.
Should I open just any random browser or the one for the Bob suit?
No, any random browser, the real website, the real browser, because the idea is not to be on Bobsheet. The idea is to test the real website.
Okay, I get you. me use this one. There's php.com. No,
Yeah.
it's not the,
There's php.vonweb. That's it. One web login.
it worked.
Yeah,
These are the informations.
exactly.
This. Then one more thing. The last class we were talking about how to understand websites. Is it website? We're trying to understand if you are trying to penetrate a website, you have to know if it's HTTP, if it's the kind. Yes, we were dealing on the kind of programs the website was written on. If it's HTML, ML, SSL, and yes,
Um,
like that.
one of the trick for new beginning, because when we proceed to advanced place, you'll be able to detect most of those things. But as of now, to make it a little bit more easier for you, you can
Hmm.
open a web page, open ChatGPT, and copy the particular web page. You know, you can right click on a page. Let's say you open any page, for example. You just have to be careful what page we are opening.
Yes.
If you open a page, like let's use a common page like let
Mm,
me look at my system and see what website I can just say let's go through.
okay, let's use like test PHP for example
All right.
to find out
Test
what kind of
test
program.
test PHP is very easy. Okay, open it through the normal browser. What you open in the normal browsers, you can just open it. You can right click on it
Okay.
and you go to source.
Oh, let me use Firefox.
Okay.
Let me use test PHP. Forgotten.
You are looking for test PHP.
I've forgotten the link now.
Mhm.
Forgotten the link. Oh.
You
So
can right
this is
click.
the page.
You can right click on it.
Okay, right click. Okay, this is
Then
what it brings.
yeah, view source, view page source.
These are the informations.
Yeah. But one thing that is very easy for you to, recognize this is basically it says that the name of the website itself tells you when you hear test PHP. PHP is a program they use in writing it. But in the PHP, there's also stuff like HTML, JavaScript that are actually there. While you look at it, I think first of all, you can look at the doc type, the first letters you see HTML, public, right? Then
Yes.
when you come down to the green one, the green and the blue, you are going to see style sheet. You see style.css. So that's a different program. CSS.
This one.
Yes, that's a different program. Now you can look at another language. They wrote JavaScript.
Okay. All these are
So
programs written in blue writtens. HTML,
yeah,
CSS,
JavaScript.
JavaScript.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look at under disclaimer, you see PHP.
Under disclaimer.
Yeah, when you come down
Yeah.
a bit, hello? Yeah,
I'm with you.
sorry, not you. You can see test. Yeah, I can hear you.
Disclaimer.
Now, do you hear what I'm saying? I think I muted my mic.
Yes, I'm with you
Yeah,
now.
yeah. It says that when you look at language, oh, sorry, my wife is calling me.
Language. Here is language.
Yeah.
Yes.
Um. So I said when you look at some of those files, you would have seen language. You would have seen like JavaScript. When you move up, you would have seen
Yeah.
JavaScript language. You would have seen
Yes.
PHP. If you scroll down, you should be able to see something like PHP language equals PHP. So you are already conversant with the applications they use in writing some of those programs.
Okay.
You see cat.php. So if you look at this is language. Look at this place, they write script, where you can go up a bit. Script language equals JavaScript, right?
Script language.
Look at it.
Because
Just move back a bit. After the green one, where you see JavaScript, where you see type
yeah,
equals text. Yes, look at it. You see language before the JavaScript. The one your
yes, it is
mouse was on.
language.
Yes, so that is the program. That is one program. Then when you come to HTML also, you will see the same thing. When you scroll down, you will see the same thing. And then the easier way to also see them is that when you bring them into let me show you from my screen here also. So let's say you bring, these are the files you will brought in.
Your screen is not showing yet.
uh, can you see my screen now?
Let me cut and join it back. It's not showing.
Okay.
Let me cut it and join back. Now I can see it.
All right. So when you look at it, under this particular program, one of the way you can see them is like this is the test PHP website. So this is get, for example, and under the get, you can see that we see HTML here. You see you can see index PHP, but all this might confuse you. The easiest one for you to see each of the program is for you to come under this particular sitemap filter. And under sitemap filter, you can see the programs that are activated. So best thing is for you to activate other binaries. So there's a program as ASP, ASPX, JSP, PHP. These are some of the files. So if you click on only show only, it will show you the files that are being written by these programs. So you don't want to click on this. You allow everything to come in. So if everything comes in, one of the things you can say is apply and close. You can now take your time and just look into some of those programs. There are some files you see, you can just identify them if you download macromedia.com. Okay. Okay, these are from response. Let's use from this angle. So this shows you JavaScript. You can see the language here. It shows you the JavaScript, just like I showed you under that view source. That's one
Yes.
method you can use. The same way you can see style sheet. It shows you CSS is also a programming language. Then PHP is obviously there. So PHP is also a programming language. Now, since you are not conversant, you can see all these index.php. These are all written by PHP um, applications. Now, the best thing you can do is um, you can go to ChatGPT first of all, since you are still new to it, to request list of all languages to write for website or to use in writing website. So it's going to give you lists. You will see JavaScript, HTML, CSS. You can actually, broaden your knowledge to say, okay, what kind of programs or what do they work for or what are they used for? So, but you understanding, like this is XML, HTML, XML. These are part of the programs they use for writing a lot of these programs. So once you understand them, you also understand how to use them. You also
So
understand what
yes,
program you're going to use to execute. But when we start making use of Metasploit, you may not really need some of those things. You don't care what program they use in writing the website or what program they use in writing anything. You might not need it. You can still get your way in. But it's always good to identify, because when you identify, more or less like you need some SQL injection, like SQL injection. Now you know
yes,
that
you use the specific injection to inject what you are
what
actually
you're actually,
Yes,
yes. But once you see something like this, um, once you see some of those languages, it can tell you, you can use some of those information and say, okay, are there any SQL injection for PHP? Are there SQL injection for this? Are there SQL injections for this? And when you go under that GitHub, then you are going to see most of those programs there. Let me see if I can. I've actually closed. Like for example, see, this is part of, these are the languages. There's C++, there's Go, there's Java, there's JavaScript, there's PHP, there's Python, there's Ruby. And all of them can be written also by web um used to write a website. Now, when you see Python, most of these ones are used for back end. So if you say Python program, then you are going to look for SQL injection for Python. But we haven't seen Python yet. So that particular web page we are working on does not have Python. But one thing we can always say we've seen is we have seen HTML, we have seen PHP, we have seen JavaScript. So out of the SQL injection from these particular ones, we'll break into that particular stuff. I hope you have been
okay.
able to get some of it. Yes.
Yes, I
So
understand.
programs within this particular range will be able to break into the password. SQL from this particular range will break into it. But a web page that they do some back end with Python, you can break into such web pages until you are using SQL injection that fit into the Python. It's more or less like when we start going into the advanced course, you realize that the program you use to break into Android is, you can't use that same program on iPhone because their operating system are totally different. You understand?
Yes,
Yeah, so that's exactly how it goes.
I will practice on this one now since I've understood my. This was just my challenge, and I said I will talk to you about it on the next class about this SQL stuff.
Okay. Yeah. So
So
get
I will
conversant
practice
to
on
the idea. Yeah, you get conversant with the idea that most of these things you are seeing is the name of the person. So for you to go to the work of the person, you click on the SQL injection and it takes you to some of the programs the person have. And then you can look out of that program and choose exactly what you are actually looking for to test the particular web page. So are we good?
Yes, we are good.
Any other side you want to cover?
Mm, I just want to check something before we round up for today.
Okay.
So someone can make use of GitHub without signing in on GitHub.
Yeah, yeah, you don't need to sign.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can. It is always good for you to go through that route because there are too many search buttons.
It's good to go through this route.
No, through the first one.
Okay.
Mm.
I can use SQL payload inject. Would I get a good finding on if I use this search?
Yeah,
SQL payload injections.
but it will just give you the one on different pages. But if you want the one specifically on GitHub, it's good you
GitHub.
just put GitHub. Yeah, so it give you list.
So here we have SQL injection attack exploitation.
Mm-hmm.
Let me sir.
Yeah, you're already there. You're already there.
Okay, let me use this is an SQL injection payload list. Admin panel docs. SQL lab. SQL lab. This one is for Python.
Yeah,
Okay, for instance, I want to use this guy's on Ankit.
yeah.
Ankit
Just click on his
ER.
S. You just click on SQL injection. Yeah,
Okay.
and now you see he has one folder SQL inject, and he wrote it 5 years ago.
This is not common. This is not current. I mean,
Yeah.
let me check another one. Let me check this boy soon. Most of these ones from far years, do they still work?
The ones you used earlier now it works. So it doesn't matter the year. It doesn't matter the year. It is that have they patched those vulnerabilities on that particular web page? It's just like some
Okay.
people still design websites with HTML, so they might not be aware of certain things. Because even if they patch most of all this web page, there are other developments that, let's just put it this way, cybersecurity is like building the security of it, but in the other side, like ethical hacking is like penetrating into pages that are weak. So why they develop security, the other people also get strong. It's like you empower police with guns. Thieves also would be making use of gun. There was a time police would carry stick. Thieves also attack with with sticks. So the more they secure things, like there's this thing they call two-step authentication. People think because you have a two-step authentication, your details in the banks are safe. They are not safe. Or your details or your WhatsApp now you have to use your thumb sometimes to open it. It doesn't mean your WhatsApp is safe. They are cloning your WhatsApp. It's easy to clone WhatsApp. It's easy to clone most of all these things. The only thing is that you are not opening it to everybody to be able to tap into it, but a lot of people can still use it. Now, under this place, now you need to pay attention that for you to get the files you're actually needing, you can always be testing from the left angle of your system. Like under this intruder folder, we have detect. In the detect, you can click on generic blind text, you can click on generic error paste, and it will be giving you the pages, the details on those pages and the programs or payloads on those particular pages. That's for Oracle.
What's Oracle for?
Oracle is also to write programs.
But generally, they all work for passwords, breaking of passwords.
They don't work for breaking of password. Payloads are different payloads. Payloads is just like they have different things they do. And the idea is to just manipulate something in the system. That's what payload is all about. Some is to manipulate software. The applications I can use right now manipulate your browser. Anytime you open your browser and you are using your browser to seek for any information, I can always have those informations on your browser. I'll be having them on my screen like I'm watching TV. But I do not hack other part of your system. You might be using Microsoft Word, you might be doing other things. I wouldn't see those things. But once you open that browser, everything that you are there, I would have it. The same way I can hack your WhatsApp. Anytime you are messaging on through your WhatsApp, I can have the details of the WhatsApp. But that doesn't mean everything you are doing on your phone because I might not be interested in it. So if I want to do a ransomware now, I need to set up a payload. Ransomware is what of some hackers would use it to get into an organization, seize the company's data. Everybody put on their system and they will just see account number on that system. And if you don't pay to that place, you can't use the keyboard. Some people can seize your keyboard of your system. So it is not just for only breaking of password. It is vast.
I understand it, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. I think maybe I will practice on this one we just did today so that on the next class we can move to the next thing.
All right.
I understand what repeater and intruder means now. So let me do some practice from now till Friday. On
Yeah.
Friday, then
We
we can
haven't
move
we
on to
haven't touched
another
on
thing.
yeah, we haven't touched on decoder. Then we'll touch on decoder.
No, yes, we haven't touched on decoder.
Mm. All right.
Mm. And sir,